The second team is the team from the Shanghai Experimental School in China.
Shanghai Experimental School Mathematical Modeling Center. Since the founding of Shanghai Experimental School, or SES, 30 years ago, it has adhered to comprehensive education reform and creative talents training. In 2010, student-tailored curriculum was launched to provide participants with individualized learning platform. Then was the birth of mathematical modeling activity on SES campus in 2011, supporting the needs of a group of math lovers. In mathematical modeling, researchers use mathematical concepts and language to describe the essential attributes and internal laws of objects and systems, analyze the phenomena in daily life by constructing mathematical models, and thus predict some changes and results. Each participant must be equipped with sufficient knowledge reserve, excellent innovative ability, and a good team spirit. SES Mathematical Modeling Club began as a group of enthusiasts exploring knowledge and struggling to complete their contest papers in a primitive spare classroom. But they did become the outstanding winner of high school mathematical contest in modeling at one stroke. Since then, to improve the students' activity environment and to offer them more support, the school attached great importance to the establishment of the Mathematical Modeling Center, which was designed by 3 students from the club. It was completed in 2015 with a total area of about 400 square meters, enjoying both a delicate artistic design feeling and a tension of logic and rationality. In terms of its hardware facilities, the center has 15 high-performance servers and 10 other types of computers. Every year, students in our school are active participants in international contests like the International Mathematical Modeling Challenge. In competitions ranging from 36 to 120 hours in duration, they continuously discuss and amend their solution to the provided problem. It is due to their scientific division of work and harmonious cooperation that they are able to overcome difficulty and fatigue, and finally finish their paper on time at a high level of quality. After the competition season, the teams rethink the problems and solutions routinely before they concentrate on problems in real life, such as course scheduling systems suitable for class selection and traffic congestion along elevated road in Shanghai. Through a variety of activities, our team has grown into an elite team of over 40 people across 4 grades. Up to now, SES Mathematical Modeling Team has been designated as outstanding twice in international high school students events, including the IMMC, meritorious winners for 6 times in international university students contests, awarded research fund of 20,000 yuan from Shanghai Science Education Development Foundation twice, and has won more than 30 other prizes. Such brilliant achievement benefits from President Su Hong's educational philosophy to encourage students' extracurricular specialties and condone their weaknesses, providing a free environment for students, and also cannot be done without the advisor team's wholehearted guide and help. Thanks to their devotion, today, Shanghai Experimental School Mathematical Modeling Center has become a broad platform for students to get involved in STEM integrated innovation, interact with cutting-edge science and technology, cultivate scientific research spirit, and develop creative capacity. Let's embrace its brighter future.
But this is also a really important message that at some point, systems have to take this seriously, have to change the way they are structured and organised and the way they target the goals of connecting mathematics with the ways in which it can be used. Could the Chinese team come forward?
Distinguished professors, guests and friends, we are a team from Shanghai Experimental School. In the competition, we construct a mathematical model on how to choose the best hospital. In today's presentation, we are going to elaborate on our thoughts and point out some improvements and extensions of our model. According to the background information, we do the restatement of the problem. The problem can be divided into 2 parts. First, using inevitable mortality rate to assess a hospital's quality. The second is to add more factors that may influence the hospital's quality. So we use logistic regression to gain the expected status of a patient. However, it requires a lot of medical records that are not accessible for patients. They are just used for in hospital. So we introduced the hospital levels for patients to get the quality of a hospital. In Model B, we consider not only from the hospital's view, but also from the patient's view. The factors that listed in the PowerPoint are pointed out by different colors, and they are related to each other. So we are facing with a decision-making problem. And finally, we get a hospital ranking program. The patients just need to enter his or her information, and he or she can get his or her best hospital. Our general assumptions are as follows. The first, high-level hospitals accept patients with more severe diseases. The definition of evitable death is the death that can be avoided under average medical standard. The best hospital is defined as the hospital that provides the optimal treatment a person can receive under his or her conditions and intentions. The ability of a normal hospital is average in every specialty. Social insurance and medical insurance of the society is improved.
Before proposing our first model, we studied the reality of the problem. It is apparent that we cannot use the mortality of a disease in a particular hospital and the average the difference between the mortality of the disease in a hospital and the average mortality of the disease to calculate the evitable mortality of a hospital, because each patient has his or her unique circumstances, which is a factor to determine the possibility of death. What's more, situations often vary among hospitals. The better hospitals often treat with more serious cases, while other hospitals often treat with relatively ordinary cases. So the relationship between mortality and hospital quality can be shown on the slide. Based on these observations, we proceed to build Model A. Submodel 1 is based on the hypothesis that abundant medical data is available. We hold the view that a patient's expected status, that is, life or death, is related to his or her age, sex, length of stay, comorbidity, and emergency degree. And we find it through logistic regression. Logistic regression is a classification model that outputs two possible results, 0 or 1. Through comparing the expected status and the actual status of a patient, we can calculate how many patients were meant to live but died in the hospital, and thus the evitable mortality of a hospital can be acquired. Well, this is how logistic regression works, and this is an algorithm called gradient descent, which is used to optimize the model. We are faced with this goal, and we use this algorithm to find the value of a function. Well, this is the thing we're gonna minimize. And this is the process. However, under most circumstances, the medical records of a patient are not available to the public. So it is necessary to develop a less data-dependent model for ordinary patients. In submodel 2, we introduced the hospital classification mechanism, which divides hospitals into different levels according to the seriousness of the disease, the cases they treat. According to our assumption that a hospital does almost equally well in each scope of medicine it offers, we can approximately calculate the mortality of a disease in a certain hospital. And because we know the amount of disease of the amount of hospitals in a level and the aggregate death rate of a disease, we can calculate the expected mortality of level, and we can calculate the evitable mortality by subtracting it from the actual mortality of a hospital. Because the Centers of Medicare and Medicaid Services rank the hospitals into 5 levels, we use these to apply our model in the state of New York, and this is our result, and it's shown on the slide.
Model B add more factors about the hospital and person. So we think that there are 2 ways to define a hospital, the characteristics and the outcome. So we choose the latter approach. We consider the evitable mortality rate, the adjusted recovery rate, medical costs, and the satisfaction of patients. We also consider more factors such as the emergency of a patient, the position of the hospital and the patient, and his or her desire to travel long for better treatment. And we build 4 scoring functions that reflects a hospital's mortality, recovery, accessibility, and affordability, just showing our PowerPoint. Now we are facing with a multi-objection ranking system. So we use 3 different methods to determine the weights. The first is the multiplication method, and the second is the lambda method. These 2 methods are simple and easy to understand, but they cannot determine the difference of weights. So we employ the AHP method. In the problem, the objective is to choose the best hospital, and the criteria are the 4 scoring functions we made before, and the measures are all the hospitals we consider. These are the rules of our AHP method. And these are the CI and CR rates of our AHP method. The finally ranking function is shown in our PowerPoint. We choose Manhattan to test our model due to its sufficient data, and the hospitals and their represent color are shown as follows. We chose 3 scenarios that are common in Manhattan to find as examples. The first one, the patient has no emergency of average wealth and no desire to travel long distance, while the second one, the patient is emergency. And the third one, the patient is wealthy and want to travel for long distance. These are all 18-1 results of our model. You can find the 3 methods agree with each other.
As for our model's further extension, since our model aims to truly help patients choose the best hospital and help them get to the hospital as fast as possible, we think that nothing above shall be shown to the patients since they won't accept hard math calculations. And that's why we made this UI to help patients choose the best hospital. It is quite, well, at least I think it is quite user-friendly. And this is the testing video. The database includes American hospitals only currently. And suppose the patient is now in Blizzard Entertainment. He's not quite willing to travel and not quite urgent, but willing to pay. And that's where he should go. And the next one, we suppose the patient is now in White House. And he cares more about mortality because he doesn't want to die. and that's where he should go. And this is basically what we did in the contest and after it. We're currently working to put it online.
Thank you.